The University of Salford is unusual in having an acoustics department which does all sorts of aspects of acoustics, teaching, research and commercial work, and has been doing for nearly 60 years. So if you go along to our labs, you'll find people testing pieces of building equipment. You might find someone testing studio doors or carpets that might go into listening rooms. And then if you walk down the corridor, you'll find lecture rooms full of people teaching the next generation of acoustic engineers. And then of course you'll have lots of research. So I'm involved in research looking at the future of spatial audio and all sorts of different things.
Salford Acoustics is a group that's existed since the 60s here. Before Salford University was actually a university, when it was still a polytechnic. And it's a very strong group that does research originally in building acoustics, but with time the research has expanded into all things to do with sound and acoustics. So now one of the very strong areas is spatial audio.
I think one of the sort of big things we've done is to develop something called activated carbon. So this is actually stuff that you'll find in odour eaters and in cooker hoods. But until we did it, no one actually researched it properly for its acoustic properties. And it has some really weird, strange properties. KEF loudspeakers used to use it in their loudspeaker cabinets because it makes the cabinet appear bigger. So they can make a smaller box and make their loudspeakers smaller.
Acoustic research is really important because it sort of pervades our lives. Everything we do involves somehow, sound. We're exposed to sound everywhere, and we create sound. Communication is probably the one thing that distinguishes us from other animals. And of course, it's acoustic communication first and foremost.
The biggest project I've got at the moment is called S3A, and it's about the future of spatial audio in the home. So you would have probably been to the cinema and heard sound from all around you, and maybe you've heard a Dolby Atmos system where in a cinema where you've got the sound from above you as well. But those sorts of experiences aren't in the home yet. And the reason is that you take the average living room, someone doesn't want to fill it with loudspeakers, people don't want to treat the room so it sounds better. And so the idea of the S3A project is what can we do given the constraints of people's living? So rather than say, you need to redecorate your room, what can we do with the living rooms that are there? So one of the ideas we're pursuing at the moment is called media device orchestration, which is where you take all the loudspeakers that happen to be in the house and use them anyway. So you go to the average living room, you'll probably find television loudspeakers, you'll probably find hi-fi loudspeakers, mobile phones, laptops, tablets. You have an awful lot of loudspeakers that people aren't probably aware of. If you get them talking to each other, you have a spatial audio system.
One of the things that we want to move into in the future is virtual and augmented reality. The next step, and a few of us in the group are trying to go there, is to start measuring physiological responses from people as well as asking the questions and trying to see whether we can get more accurate responses. But if you measure physiological reaction, you go behind that, you go behind the conscious mind, and you actually get access to the real response. So if we want to know if someone is getting really excited from a bit of music or from some kind of stimuli, we can ask them, are you excited about this? And they might say yes or no, or give a rating on a scale, but we can also measure their response and get a perhaps more accurate measure of that, which will tell us, they were very excited or not excited at all. So I think that's going to be quite a new field for us.